Hi, I'm Mr. Dave. I'm reading a few books here for Read Across America Week. I'm kind of disappointed I can't come into the school and do this personally, but at least this video can be the next best thing. The first book I have is Goldilocks and the Three Dinosaurs by Mo Willems. One of my favorites. I'm sure it is yours as well. Once upon a time, there were three dinosaurs. Papa Dinosaur, Mama Dinosaur, and some other dinosaur who happened to be visiting from Norway. And there he is. One day, for no particular reason, the three dinosaurs made their beds, positioned their chairs just so, and cooked 3 bowls of delicious chocolate pudding in varying temperatures. "Oh boy," said Papa Dinosaur in his loud, booming voice. "It is finally time to leave and go to the, someplace else." "Yes," continued Mama Dinosaur, "I'm sure no innocent little succulent child happens to come by our unlocked home while we are, someplace else." Then the other dinosaur made a loud noise that sounded like a big evil laugh, but was probably just a polite Norwegian expression. The three dinosaurs went someplace else and were definitely not hiding in the woods waiting for an unsuspecting kid to come by. And sure enough, 5 minutes later, a poorly supervised little girl named Goldilocks came traipsing along. Just then, the forest boomed with what could have been a dinosaur yelling, "Gotcha!" But I'm pretty sure it was just the wind. The loud noise was immediately followed by another loud noise that sounded kind of like, "Be patient, Papa Dinosaur, the trap is not yet sprung." But that could have been a rock falling or a squirrel. Either way, Goldilocks was not the type of little girl who listened to anyone or anything. For example, Goldilocks never listened to warnings about the dangers of barging into strange, enormous homes. So as soon as Goldilocks came across a strange, enormous house, she barged right in. Inside, Goldilocks immediately smelled the 3 bowls of delicious chocolate pudding. "Mmm," said Goldilocks, "that chocolate pudding smells delicious. If only I could get all the way up to the top of that counter." And then Goldilocks noticed a very tall ladder that had just happened to be there, and certainly wasn't there on purpose. Goldilocks climbed up the ladder and found herself face to face with 3 gigantic bowls of chocolate pudding. The first bowl of chocolate pudding was too hot, but Goldilocks ate it anyway because, hey, it's chocolate pudding, right? The second bowl of chocolate pudding was too cold. But who cares about temperature when you've got a big bowl of chocolate pudding? Not her. The third bowl of chocolate pudding was just right, but Goldilocks was on such a roll by then, she hardly noticed. Soon Goldilocks was stuffed like one of those delicious chocolate-filled little girl bonbons, which, by the way, are totally not the favorite things in the whole world for hungry dinosaurs. Tired and groggy, Goldilocks noticed 3 chairs in the living room, so she climbed down the ladder and walked out of the kitchen. The first chair was too tall. The second chair was too tall. But the third chair was too tall. Goldilocks wasn't going to climb that high just to sit in some chair, so she hiked to the bedroom. When she got there, Goldilocks noticed that the beds were also gigantically big. What is going on around here?" groaned the exhausted girl. "The bears that live here must be nuts." Just then, the room filled with a loud, booming noise that was either a passing truck or a dinosaur gloating, "A few more minutes and she'll be asleep. Delicious chocolate-filled little girl bonbons are yummier when they're rested." Even a little girl who never listens to anyone or anything had to hear that. Goldilocks took a minute to stop and think, which was longer than she was used to stopping and thinking. "Hey," she told herself, "this isn't some bear's house. This is some dinosaur's house. And say what you will about Goldilocks, but she was no fool. As quickly as she could, she ran out the back door and got out of there. And just then a loud plane flew by, which sounded pretty much like 3 dinosaurs yelling, "Now!" or "Charge!" or the Norwegian expression for "Chewy Bon time!" Suddenly and completely coincidentally, the 3 dinosaurs rushed through the front door. But they were too late. Goldilocks was already gone. Goldilocks was gone, and all that was left in the house were 3 disappointed dinosaurs. The end. And the moral is, if you ever find yourself in the wrong story, leave. And the moral for dinosaurs is lock the back door. The end. The next book I have is called Giant Pants by Ye Olde Mark Theory. Belbum was a giant. And like most giants, he was good at stomping and napping and losing things. And one morning, he lost something very important. His pants. Belbum only had 1 pair of pants, which the tailor in town had made just for him. And now they were lost. He searched his whole house. He looked under the bed. He looked in his stew. He looked in the teapot. No pants. After peeking outside to make sure that no one was watching, he searched his backyard. No pants. Giants are also good at being angry. And now Belbum was angry. "Where are my pants?" he roared. He knocked over his table and made a huge mess out of his whole house. Unfortunately, that didn't help him find his pants, but it did make a huge mess. And then he had a thought. Maybe his friends could help. He checked that no one was around to see him, and then he headed off into the woods. First, he went to see his friend Polyphemus, the Cyclops. "I've lost my pants," Belbum explained. "Can I borrow a pair of yours?" "I only wear togas," Polyphemus said, "but I have an extra one." Belbum tried it on. "No," he said, "I need pants." "Did you look in your house?" Polyphemus asked. "Of course I did," Belbum roared, and he marched away. He went to see Old Grint, who was a very wise gnome, and all the gnomes lived in this tree. "I've lost my pants," Belbum said. "I can see that," said Old Grint. "You can try on a pair of mine, they're stretchy." Belbum tried to try them on. "Not stretchy enough," he bellowed. "Did you search your room?" Old Grint asked. "Yes," Belbum yelled as he stomped off. He found Lucy, the unicorn, and he told her that he'd lost his pants. "I don't wear pants. You could try that," she suggested. "I have tried it and I don't like it." "Have you checked your dresser?" Lucy called. But Belbum had already stormed off. He needed pants, giant pants, and there was only one way to get them. He had to walk to the tailor in town with no pants. And so everybody he passed, the orcs and the castle guards and the townspeople, all signed with no pants, which was kind of embarrassing. But when he got there, the tailor made him a new pair of giant pants. And Belbum even decided to get a few extra pairs. So he got some yellow pants and some purple checkered pants and some green pants. Now I have plenty of pants. On his way back, he gave each of his friends a pair of giant pants, just in case he ever lost his again. And when he got home, he cleaned up the mess he'd made and put away his new pants. And that's when he found his old pants. The end. Thank you guys so much for letting me read to you. I hope your Read Across America week is fantastic and you keep reading and you get better and better and better. It's a great habit to get into, both as a kid, as an adult, and I hope to see you guys in person very, very soon. Thanks.